Miami,
WPLG-10 Chilton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
From
Chilton, this is Eyewitness News. 6 p.m. Some photos. Number 1, evening newscast with and Bishop Mike Schneider. Meanwhile, it's on No Chuck Down and Chilton Eyewitness News team. Good evening, everybody, on this Tuesday, October 9th, 1984. I'm in Bishop alongside Mike Schneider News. What's happening on Chilton House News? 6 p.m. port in San Salvador, El Salvador. El Salvador's leftist guerrilla groups today announced that they have accepted a proposal by President Jose Napoleon Durante for peace talks next week. Talking in an account of the deepening of the war and the worsening of the regional situation, the FMLN and FDR expressed their intention to. In Washington, the Supreme Court today cleared the way for a judicial committee and to inspect grand jury records for its own investigation of a Miami federal judge who was acquitted of bribery last year. Chilton House News reporter Art Carlson has reported. Art, the court without contempt rejected the arguments by U.S. District Court Judge Elsie Hastings that the committee, which has been asked to consider urging Congress to impeach him, is not legally authorized to receive grand jury documents. Hastings, the first federal judge ever indicted on case-fixing charges, was acquitted in federal court in February 1983. Prosecutors accused him of soliciting $150,000 in a bribe from two brothers with a case Hastings Court. 2 weeks after his acquittal, the Supreme Court rejected an appeal which Hastings contended that no federal judge can be tried for the crime before resigning or being impeached and announced from office. Several months later, 2 federal trial judges filed a formal complaint against Hastings asking to discipline under an 1980 law, the Judicial Council's Reform and Judicial Conduct and Disability Act. The complaint urged that should be taken to vindicate the dishonor of U.S. judges and discipline Hastings for his hideous behavior, including a recommendation of impeachment if deemed appropriate. John C. Goodall, the chief judge of the Atlanta-based 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, formed a 5-judge committee to investigate the complaint. The committee sought the grand jury records from Hastings' criminal prosecution. The appeals court ruled June 20th that the committee may inspect the records, but in disclosure of the comment, so the documents later was postponed until the Supreme Court could act on Hastings' appeal. Art Carlson, Chilton News. And Chilton Hours News. Mike and Ann, thank you, Art. When Elva Hardin fell on a few months ago, doctors said that she had destroyed her knee joint and need a new one, but none of the doctors she saw would do the operation. They told her that an artificial joint would be not supported her weight than 22 pounds when she tried to walk. Eventually, Hardin went to see Surgeon Roland Pritchard. He looked my knees. Looked like an 80-year-old woman's knees from the 52 years of weighing them down by weighing so much. Hardin said, but he said he could do the operation. Now Hardin says she can walk around without any pain in her knee. Pritchard, a reconstructive orthopedic surgeon based at Victoria Hospital in Miami, replaced Hardin's knee joint in July with a newly designed implant. He said it was much less likely to work loose than the old clad. Pritchard, who moved here earlier this year from Maine, is what a many Miami physicians replaced a malfunctioned and defective attractive body parts with donated human parts or parts manufactured to function as closely to their natural model as possible. The most famous transplanted heart is not done in Miami, but that's one of the few replaceable body parts you would have to be leaved out for. Miami is becoming a major medical. National Republican officials don't really think that Claude Pepper can be beaten this year, but they nevertheless targeted him for a well-financed challenge in the belief that he is tied down to a home. He wouldn't be able to campaign so hard for fellow Democrats elsewhere. Pepper, 84, the oldest, one of the best-known Democrats on Capitol Hill, seeking for a 12th term, although the representative 13th congressional district, which includes Miami and them. In all Miami Beach, he is known nationally and campaigns nationally and as a champion of Social Security and other programs for senior citizens. His Republican challenger is a 51-year-old Cuban-American lawyer by the name of Ricardo Nunez, and real estate broker, who has begun to broadcast anti-Pepper advertisements on 2 Spanish-language radio stations. The contest was a rematch of 1962 when Nunez lost by 2-1 margin, even but Pepper had campaigned less for him and so for his Democratic congressional colleagues. Back then, as he returns call, Nunez complained that he hadn't received enough help from the Republican Party. If there was a mistake, he said, if they'd helped me, they would have made Pepper stay here and campaign harder. Officials at the Republican Congressional Campaign Committee now say that probably that they agree. That was the assessment that they not about to make the same mistake again. We saw an end to the people in positions such as people like Pepper wander all over the country and create havoc for us in a lot of places, explained one high-ranking official of the committee, which is umbrella group and political action committee for GOP congressional campaigns. They are those who say you should hassle the women a little and make them stay home. That official of a Republican strategist in Washington to verbally leave out of the 18th when asked for a list of congressional hopefuls. There.
On his company's website.
They still call it a war, but even as servant of Fidel Castro's critics in Miami now reluctantly agreed that their struggle against the Cuban president is more than war wars and their armored expeditions to the communist island. Channel 10. Michelle Gillen is what? To send a boat with 5 young men in which 3 will get caught and be sentenced to 30 years is like feeding a monster, said Manuel Antonio Verona, chairman of the Cuba Patriotic Gentleman Umbrella Group of exiles and organizations. That at its time and convenience, Verona said nowadays it's understood with infiltration and it's the most efficient way you can go it again, create an anti-government cell and leave again. Exiled leaders are not likely to commit the violations of U.S. neutrality laws, which forbid U.S.-based private wars against other countries, but they said that they know of no such activity from anywhere, even within U.S. jurisdiction and beyond. The observations were confirmed by Alfred Nurbas, who arrived at the United States at the head of his FBI office. From Nurbas, now the head of the Metro Police Department's organized crime bureau, Davis may be the spirit he has experienced in anti-Castro violence. If not any aware that the Neutrality Act violation of the last year, there is a great absence of activity as far as sending commandos to Cuba. I think that has been determined at a rate of manpower in violation of the Neutrality Act. Plus, the Cuban community is matured. People are getting older, and younger people are getting Americanized. Nevertheless, the younger Cubans, included the first hand commando experience, are more politically oriented in the anti-Castro feelings than their fathers and uncles, many of whom participated in the ill-fated CIA-sponsored Pacific invasion in 1961. Tony Cuestas said he could visualize what it is like on the 33 raids of the Cuban coastal installations in which he participated in 1960s. Some of them as CIA operative, his last mission in 1966 to shoot Castro with a silencer-equipped missile when the Cuban leader visited a girlfriend, was the only one of the 33 trans and successfully when Cuban guards surprised the group of 6 commandos near the Havana waterfront. Question 4 of the commandos have lost their lives, and Cuesta was the only one of her survivor. Was seriously wounded and imprisoned. The 4th captured Cuesta.
A man breaks in at night and
set off a hand grenade and destroyed a getaway boat, bladed himself, and ripped off his shirt.
Sexually assaulted the most recent victim. He does it even when someone else is sleeping in the same bed with the women. He also steals jewelry. The suspect is a white male with dark
Michelle Gillen,
beard. He gets
Channel 10 Eyewitness News.
and
U.S. District Judge Elsie Hastings today ordered a stay of deportation of Haitian less than 2 hours before. A federal official was scheduled to put the man on the plane back to his homeland. Hastings should have stayed for the case of the charitable Corvell until noon Friday. At the time he was held a further hearing. Meanwhile, he urged Corvell's attorney to seek the permission to the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Services to put off the deportation until controversy to resolve involvement in the man's former attorney. A new attorney had sought to block the deportation of Corvell, one of the handful of Haitians who have been ordered deported since the 1982 ruling in favor of the lawsuit, charging the U.S. government with discrimination against Haitian refugees. And correspondent Miami attorney who filed the 1982 suit said he believed that Corvell would be the first Haitian deported since the landmark ruling, but Judge Waldrop, a spokesman for the U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Service, said that Corvell would be the 8th Haitian deported in the past 13 months. Corvell Trade was boarded a 1 p.m. flight to Haiti from Miami International Airport. He presented attorney Kenneth Berkel for Ministries of Florida said it was request for a political asylum has been denied and then for days it was filed to court. Corvell claimed that Jack Druckmann, his previous attorney, falsely stated a political asylum application forms that the Haitians belong to a political party and compared to the office of the government and a president for life. Judge Claude Duvalier. That's not true. He also claimed that Druckmann instructed a delay in the witness standards immigration hearing. Druckmann said, I could not comment on the allegation. I can tell you one thing, I do things legitimately. People sometimes have reasons for making a certain allegation. They have sometimes only mind self-interest.
Programs are in trouble.
That includes Head Start and food assistance programs.
Currently sued 2 years ago when the release of the 1,800 Haitians incarcerated at South Day Cram Avenue Refugee Camp and other detention centers. U.S. District Judge Eugene Spellman ruled that the government made a personally error when it instituted a policy of detaining persons White American country illegally released as Haitians in June 1982. An appeals court went in favor of ruling that the U.S. government discriminated against Haitian refugees, but the ruling wasn't overturned by an appeals court decision. Correspondent was requested a hearing before the U.S. Supreme Court.
So now he's getting rid of his Massachusetts man.
Aquanina Curzon couple came under the protection of a lawsuit even brought the arrived in Miami in 1963. Curzon contends that his court ruling recognized all Haitians place in intrusion, not just those initially covered under the Spellman rule, and the INS does not agree in that interpretation of the ruling. He said, I think there will be two reasons why I would be apprehensive about any Haitian deportation, Kershaw said. One reason is the political condition in Haiti that presently exists and the fact that a person is returned there voluntarily and will be persecuted. The other reason for concern is that legislature pending in Congress that might affect this person and allow him to stay. The latest immigration and officials. Congress shall remove any Haitian from the United States before the legislature decided. The Simpson-Missouri immigration bill is still pending in Congress, proposing granting amnesty to certain groups of aliens.
WCBB Channel 5.
They travel around homestead each morning armed with rakes and garbage bags. They pick up litter and knock on doors of homes where they stretch sits on the side of the road. They hand out leaflets in English and Spanish and explain the city's garbage laws. John Scott has a report. We just get tired of the filthy garbage, said Betty Alexander, and I mean garbage, not just trash, I mean filthy. So Alexander and a few of her homestead courts took the matter in their own hands. Last week named themselves Trash Busters after the Ghostbusters, a movie fame, and became the city's first guardians against garbage. Alexander said about 30 residents are involved in the trash busting programs. She and Lonnie Schaefer, Evelyn McLean, and Doris Eli started their waste watching campaign as fashion out after community crime watch program where residents patrol their neighborhoods and let police know that they need suspicious activities. We have block captains where we reportedly we had bad spots. Alexander said we go out to check them out. Sometimes we clean it up. We found a whole bunch of mattresses in a median strip across from an apartment building the other day. The detectives told us the landlord that they could discard them there. We found out the landlord was a prominent person in Homestead. We talked to them about it, agreed to get them moved. Not everyone is so cooperative achievements. We told him one man today that he had to trash cans. He told us we was going to buy a trash can. We didn't argue with him. We just wrote it down. I think he will be buying a garbage can. He doesn't know it now, but then we will buy one. Everything in the trash bus was right down. We get reported to the city sanitation department for further action. Alexander said. Homestead City Manager Alex
David deserves to retire.
Mayor says the reports are falling behind the city's code enforcement board. The trash busters, along with the city council interest in the garbage problems, have spurred the city to look into ways of solving it as trash limit at the next council meeting. All being proposed a 5-point plan is to address the garbage issues. He said the plan includes a fine similar to the city of Miami and sending out informational brochures. Residents say have generated some enthusiasm and said the trash busters. Alexander is quick to point it out, but they can't get too enthusiastic about the typical garbage. Cleaned up out of the volunteers, it's dirty pampers, eggshells will make you throw up. But the 56-year-old Alexander, former Secretary of the United States Senate Appropriations Committee, said that she hopes that more residents get involved in this program. The group is sponsored by I Want to Help Clean Up a Homestead essay contest in the city's elementary schools and organizations such as Boy Scouts have said they want to participate in the cleanup. John Scott, Shelton House News, Homestead. Martin Darden, a former chief investigator for the State Attorney General Reno, says the convinced Reno's office is now literally in a state of chaos and he's endorsing a man seeking a seat in next month's election. Johnson will run the area's first big stinging operations against drug smokers next Saturday in May. Also said in a statement released yesterday that the situation at the state attorney office is so bad that some members of the current staff have voiced their opinion to me that the change at the top of the urgently added the needed for the good of the community. Reno's challenger former Miami City Attorney Jose says Pedrosa called the endorsement and is extremely significant. However, Reno said she would never notes about Marty Bull's hot calls. She said, you can even tell where Marty's coming from. They were great, the next year horrible. Dottis, who was the chief investigator for the state attorney's office, helped break the Watergate money laundering and scheming in our private investigator. He quietly retired from the state attorney's office in February 1980. Dottis did not name the issue staff members he was referring to. He maintained that some of them and concerned about his welfare wanted him to take a position in the race because my private business could cover it if I could have after his incumbent. Reno said she couldn't see how. I have seen money in any business, she said. I will try to avoid contact with them and avoid any possible contact with them. The 6-year incumbent declined to say anything more about the matter. Daughters had made no mention of his well-publicized differences with Reno over her role in the first big sting. Miami police have asked the FBI and U.S. Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms to investigate the bombing of a West State plant store, and after anonymous callers claimed that a minor blast was linked to Colombian terrorists. The explosion last night in front of
The pictures just log on our website.
the store just south of Miami International Airport caused no injuries and no structural damage to the building, police said. Miami Police Bomb Squad Sergeant Edward Buck said that a homemade device had been wired to the door at the left door main and audio video store at 126 Southwest 57th Avenue. But a man had shown anonymous phone calls claiming responsibility for the explosion. Miami Police spokesman Mike Stewart said the first one was sent in the group M19 was involved. Stewart said the circle call had the action with it as a result of the owner being involved in M19. M19 is a Colombian terrorist group plane fought in 1981 kidnapped and the murder of American missionary Chester Bitterman in a 1980 standoff in which 15 foreign ambassadors were held hostage for 60 days in the Dominican Republic's embassy in Bogota. The bombing was the job of M19. Stewart said it would be the first action ever known to the have
You will hear their stories in an exclusive
been taken in by the group in this country. Neighbors reportedly heard a loud blast shortly after 8:30 p.m. This last person ended the business at about 7 o'clock. There was not anyone in any of the adjoining stores. He reported that the homemade bomb apparently wasn't very powerful as it didn't shatter the store's glass doors windows.
Awesome. Well, Harvey, another spectacular day out there, huh?
And I gotta tell you something, there's a lot of spectacular.
In breaking news, in Miami, a woman was burned over 15-20% of her body today when she switched on the ignition of the car and the vehicle burst into flames, Metro Fire officials said. Officials investigating the blaze at 9470 Southwest 117 Terrace Street said they believe the fire may have been the result of an explosion. Fire spokesman Lynn Espinal said.
Well.
The unidentified woman that made it to her home was taken to Baptist Hospital where she was listed in serious but stable condition, as Spinall said. The 10 a.m. blaze, which began in the car, was still in the garage, was brought to under control in about an half hour, she said. Volunteers from the day the Heritage Trust are left picking up the pieces. Literally, the group is spending the next few days. So then what remains after a huge section of the Rock House, but they were moving in with Watson Allen collapsed Sunday, littering McCarver Crossway with rock, lumber, and tile. We will try to move the rebel hole to the side and to use whatever is usable non-static President Trust. There's a lot of good lumber except for the pieces that are splitting up. Fall most of the core rock is usable. It's a like the talent I'm afraid might mean not able to be replaced. 2 hour section of 2.5-story home made across the causeway safety. The 68-year-old home made was going to be used as a historic district display in a restaurant. Subject said the trust will be continuing fundraising efforts for the place the $190 million section of the home that was lost.
But it also prevents them getting as warm during the day.
The federal government has provided more than $42.1 million in loans and assists 18 nonprofit organizations in Florida that sponsors low-cost housing for the low-income elderly and handicapped households. And Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Seminole Pierce Jr. The program is designated for people with low incomes who will receive assistance for paying the rent. The South Florida organizations receiving loans are Open Local Village, 99 Northeast 2nd Avenue, Miami Shores, which will receive $5.99, $2.4 million for 114 units. Peninsula Housing Development, 2929 Southwest 3rd Avenue, $5.59 $1 million, $0.6 million for 100 units. South Broad Jewish Federation Manor, 2719 Hollywood Boulevard, 6.51 to 4.1 million for 124 units. Occupied Housing, Fort Lauderdale, $6,171,009 for 124 units, and United Cerebral Palsy, Fort Lauderdale for $43,000, $200 for 15 units. Miami Vice Officer Pete Gutierrez has been named the state's law enforcement officer of the year by the Florida Retail Federation. The group announced yesterday by Tallahassee Today. Gutierrez, 33, was honored by making them more than 100 arrests that led to the confiscation of more than $4 million in illicit narcotics, $200,000 in cash, $300,000 in counterfeit money, 22 motor vehicles, and 10 firearms from June 1st, 1983 to May 1st, 1984. Gutierrez has been with the Miami Police Department's narcotics and vice unit for 4 years. The Retail Federation and owner of Sergeant Robert Hutter of the Orange County Sheriff's Office for supervising an anti-fencing unit, and Officer John T. Vinush of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office for his high volume arrest. They always were present at a meeting in Norman 7 night in Miami Beach.
40s for most of the suburbs. Tomorrow we will see
Miami Children's Hospital has begun a child advocacy program, Kids for Keeps, which will be include a registry of missing children, fingerprinting service, and a group therapy for parents of sexually abused children. Registration will be at Hospital's Research Building, 6125 Southwest Fairfax Street on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The hospital's division of psychiatry will be presenting a series of 6 to 12 group therapy sessions for parents of sexually abused children the 1st October 16 at 6 p.m. Registration. Also being available to file with Federal Savings and Loan Branch on October 19 to 20. For more information, call 661-3545. Several state residents were elected in leadership positions. The 2 hours honored during a recent meeting in the Florida Division of the American Cancer Society organization announced Miami Beach physician Everett Chuckner will be elected president of the group, while Miami and Barbara Trump was elected board of chairman, and Miami H. Ronald Cortez was chosen non-medical vice president. Ramon Pedro of Coral Gables elected to the Society State Board of Directors. She is a member of the Dane's chapter board of directors. Miami and John Channing, an elected member of the 30 Years West, honored with a Distinguished Service Award. Wade of Bush of Miami received the National Divisional Award, president, and one medical volunteer each year. World News briefs. Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak arrived in Jordan race from King Hussein, who took 2 weeks ago to divide Arab headliners by restoring diplomatic ties to Egypt. Hussein and his American-born wife Queen Noor greeted Mubarak and Amman Airport. They received Jordanian troops, then drove to the town of Taybanga to the first visit of Jordan by an Egyptian president since Egypt signed the 1999 peace treaty with Israel and enacted prompted 17 Arab countries in the Palestinian Liberation Organization to break diplomatic relations with Cairo. Former President Jimmy Carter on tour of Latin America has been recovered warmly by civilian politics who credit him with having reduced human rights violations and hasten and the end of some military dictatorships. Carter flew to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil from Lima, Peru, where he was given a similar welcome by President Fernando Duterte in 1981, Peru's first free election year since 1968. Yesterday, Carter left for Argentina, where a civilian administration succeeded a representative military government 10 years ago. Charles Strand's on an expedition led by a son of a Mount Everest first conqueror died in separate falls today while trying to scale the world's highest mountain via its steep west ridge. Nepal's tourism ministry said they were members of a 6-man expedition led by Peter Hillary, 29, of Auckland and New Zealand, and his father, Sir Edmund Hillary, made the first conquest of Everest in 1953. The Asian said Craig Nolly, 23, a medical student from Melbourne, fell to his death about 7:30 a.m. And at Brisbane physicist Fred fell and died when he went looking for a nut. The six had Kevin opened last night before starting their final assault on the 29,020-foot summit. Roundabout, the Soviet Union has taken a new ceasefire with rebel forces in Afghanistan, Panjshir Valley, while stepping up security and capital the Afghan capital. Western diplomats said today the diplomats speaking on condition and not be invited by a name nationally. The Soviets recently told Panjshir rebel leader Ahmad Shah Massoud that they would now halt bombings and rift off troops from an area in the return for a pledge not to attack highway traffic between the Slang Pass and Haitian Artown, a major military base on the Soviet border. The United Nations honored 3 American seamen yesterday for heroism in the day and ring rescue of 85 Vietnamese boat people from the South China Sea last year. Captain Louis Saylor, 59, of Lakehurst, New Jersey, and Craig Trey, 27, and Jerry Cox, 31, both of Seattle shipmates aboard an oil tanker were sighted in ceremonies in Geneva, Switzerland.
Before, we're gonna have to play sound football.
All 40's investigator crashed last night of a private jet at San Francisco International Airport. Said the tail apparently hit the runway and take out. Sparkling was supposed to have killed at least 2 and possibly as many as 5 people and hurled blazing debris from a half mile. Several hours after the accident, all 40's still wanted to show how many people were aboard on the Gates Learjet when it crashed. On runway 20, there was very little debris on any sides, said Airport Director Louis Turpin. Dick Bundy injured when the hot air balloon and he piloted direct power lines at Albuquerque, New Mexico, remained hospitalized today in serious condition. Officials said he and photographer Stuart Spencer were injured yesterday. As balloon beautiful Calitab were trying to land during the navigation competition at Albuquerque International Balloon Festival. Officials said former Cook County Illinois Circuit Judge John J. Vane, who prosecutors labeled the captain of the ship of corruption, was convicted yesterday in the U.S. District Court. Of extorted money from favorable rulings, he was the second judge convicted in a 3.5-year federal investigation dubbed Operation Grey Lord. Legislation were returning Capitol Hill today to continue the election year session that they had hoped would adjourn. Last week, members of the House and Senate faced a midnight deadline again for appropriating legislation to keep most of the governor operating and report a replay of last week's partial shutdown in federal offices that allied about 500,000 workers. Congressional negotiators have been trying to work out a compromise spending package of about $470 billion for the rest of the fiscal year that began October 1st. President Reagan was expected to send to Congress by tonight by a classified report prepared by the General Advisory Committee of Arms Control and Disarmament, accusing the Soviet Union of living in violations of arms control agreements since 1961. The alleged violations included sending nuclear-powered submarines given a test on an illegal intercontinental ballistic missile. The ball was coming last November. Reagan was about to submit the report to Congress last month, but the State Department persuaded him to wait until after his meeting with Foreign Minister Andrei Gromyko. Astronomers at the University of Florida say that they developed a gamma-ray telescope that could help the space agency unlock some of the mysteries at the university. The university said yesterday that the announced John Erickson Space Administration had expressed interest in a live telescope and plan to use it in one and a future space shuttle flights. UFO astronomers say the telescope should help them find a giant source of gamma waves that is boost to advantage from the center of the Milky Way, the galaxy which includes the Earth. Quick sports report with Chuck Dowdle. Tonight, the Detroit Tigers and the San Diego Padres square off in game number 1 of the 1984 World Series, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in San Diego. Perfection.
Bold choice. The new aquarium experience. More animals, more...
Still a fought for the Dolphins as they
Shirley used to sleep over. She'd always complain about the sleep sofa. You know that bar in the back? She couldn't wait.
take on
Today our sleep sofas look and sit like regular sofas. And they...
at 12:30 p.m. Sunday in the Orange Bowl, and Perfection still fought for the Dolphins. There,
fabrics are leathers and
UM gets a bad news from the doctor as
memory foam or even air. These
Warren Williams be out for a minimum 4 weeks
biggest problem will be getting out Shirley.
because of an injury suffered in Saturday's 31-13 victory of Notre Dame, and strong safety Kenny Calhoun undergoes surgery today. And Texas Long was still number 1 in the AP poll, and UM Hurricanes number 10. Okay, now the winner now, Don no. Alright, thank you, Chuck.
Maybe you would have if you knew that 9 years ago Red Redos was dying.
Right now, our current conditions at 6 o'clock reports 82 in Miami, 82 in Miami Beach, 82 in Fort Lauderdale, 83 in West Kendall, and 39 in West Palm Beach.
Every day is an amazing day.
Current conditions around the state 82 out in Vero Beach, 81 in Melbourne, 80 in Tazewell, 83 in Daytona Beach, 77 in Jacksonville, 82 in Key West, 85 in Naples, 89 in Fort Myers, 81 in Sarasota, 76 out in Tampa, 82 in Gainesville, 85 in Tallahassee, 82 in Panama City, and 80 in Pensacola.
Babies for a huge selection of current federal legal dresses.
Weather miles around the nation today. Showers and thunderstorms reach from central Texas across
Always appreciate
eastern Texas, Louisiana, much of Mississippi. Showers be scattered over the upper Ohio Valley, and rain extend along the coast of Washington.
a little bit.
Skies will be cloudy from the middle and lower Mississippi Valley across the upper Mississippi Valley. High temperatures will be in the 50s over much of New England, and in the 60s over the northern Pacific coast, as well as the central Rockies and the northern half of the Plain States,
And I was one of those tearful.
and the upper Mississippi Valley and the Great Lakes. For the state out, so our forecast for Miami outlook for tonight. Hot cloudy tonight with scattered showers, lows in the low to mid 70s. Winds northeast about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but higher along the coast. Rain change 30%. Partly cloudy and breezy tomorrow with scattered showers, highs low 80s. Gusty winds about northeast about 15-20 miles per hour. Rain chance about 30%. Sunset 6:58 p.m. about 32 minutes, and moon's rest 7:35 p.m.
The woman that allowed me to sit next to her and make mistakes and forgot.
High tide 8:31 p.m. First moon October 31st. Full moon November 8th. Last moon October 17th, and new moon October 24th. Bowden Dade Broward Cattle still about a small craft advisory remains in effect. Northeast winds around 20 knots. Tomorrow with seas 5-8 feet with moderate northeast swells. Seas weather than in the Gulf Stream. Bay waters traffic route. Jupiter Inlet to Key and Lograt to the Bahama Bank. A small craft advisory remains in effect northeast and winds 20 knots throughout tomorrow, with seas 5 to 8 feet and higher in the Gulf Stream, weather scattered showers. Key Largo to dry territories, including Florida Straits and Florida Bay. Small craft should exercise caution. Northeast wind about 15-20 knots. 5 tomorrow, seas 4 to 6 feet in Florida Bay, choppy and weather scattered showers. And state outlook. Thursday for Saturday, chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly north on Thursday, spreading at central and south on Friday and Saturday. Lows of the 60s except Saturday's extreme southern highs low to mid 80s. And that's great for the Chilton House News at 6 p.m. reporting this October the 9th, 1984 on Tuesday. I'm in Bishop alongside Matt Schneider and Don Neal and Chuck Dowdle. So you have a good evening. We'll be back for the House News at 11 o'clock. Coming next to be ABC World News Tonight with Peter Jens. Have a good evening to 11. Have a good evening.